Hey, Matt.
Hey-o.
We are days late.
Days.
Nobody expects the nor'easter.
Days.
DayZ. Days with a Z. Speaking of DayZ, apparently it went into beta.
Wasn't it in beta?
I don't want to know.
I don't understand game development anymore.
It's all a big... doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are we doing?
This is the Gamers 2 podcast. Today is not the normal day.
That is true. Will this episode be marked the normal day? Yep.
Okay.
Will the upload date be wrong? Yep.
So it's the episode of November 9th. We are recording on the Sunday after, which actually does factor in because there's a lot of news.
Yeah,
that
Microsoft happened on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's Veterans Day, which doesn't really mean anything for us, but...
Mm-hmm. Kind of worked out, I think.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
Yeah, I mean, not an unplanned success. It's what I base my entire career on.
We could just say we planned it and then be like, yeah, we're that smart.
Yeah, cool. Ignore everything you just heard. We're pretty smart.
Exactly.
Anyway, what have you been up to since November 2nd?
I've had a fairly productive week.
I mean, that's good.
In life.
Oh,
in general.
wow. You're succeeding on all fronts.
Not out of choice. I mean, if out of choice,
okay.
I'd just be laying on the couch as a vegetable, like drooling or something. But
Watching anime with Milo.
yeah, we had to. So did the engagement photos a while ago.
Right.
Corruption, lost half of the thing, as it happens.
Of course. Why would it be easy?
Exactly. I'm involved. Bad luck. So, did those Thursday, which was fine. Everything went dandy. Whatever.
Uh-huh.
Played a lot of Red Dead this week, obviously, because that's basically all I'm playing. And what else have I done? Watched a lot of anime. And did our wedding tasting today.
Ooh.
Which was
delicious.
Uneventful. And
all right.
It was okay. I mean, it's wedding food. Wedding food's never spectacular.
That's
unless
true.
you, drop major bank. Which,
yeah.
Spoiler alert, don't got that at all.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing people say about wedding food is either, it was all right, or, oh my God, this was awful.
Yeah. Which I find is probably directly related to, timing. How soon it has come out.
Yeah, a lot of it can be done to that, or it can still also come down to, obviously, personal taste and if the person's food really did suck.
Yeah. Little bit of car shopping sprinkled in there because Samantha needs a new car. So, that's always fun.
A little dusting.
Yeah. But Red Dead. Going smoothly. Obviously, did not finish it.
Oh yeah, no. When you told me you were,
I
at
might have
60,
been able to.
At 60 something, I'm like, that's a hard 30% and change to push.
I might have been able to, but I diverted a lot of my time to watching. I mean, I watched 7 episodes of anime in one day, which I could have easily have.
Oh yeah, you could have put 7 hours into Red Dead.
Yeah, and there's other stuff Samantha wanted to go paint shopping and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, whatever, we can go do that. So I kind of was like, oh, I gotta finish this, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll take it slow. But I went from, where did I say it was before?
64.
Yeah, even with all the other crap I did, I think I'm at right at or slightly below 80% completion.
Okay.
I've been having a lot of bugs with the game.
I have only run into one.
I've had a couple. I'll just run through a couple I've come into. Jump on my horse, no control over steering it, or it wouldn't let me. I can get on the horse, I can get off the horse.
We can't do anything
but
at all.
I can't do anything else with the horse, and I've had to reload my save. quest, like when I'm doing a quest or whatever, or what a mission, whatever you want to call it, that requires, someone
I like that. I'm sure somewhere out there, somebody gets angry if you call it a quest.
Yeah,
I
I'm sure.
guarantee somebody gets angry if you call it a quest. We are not nerds.
We're not questing. No.
Yeah, except missions are. Anyway.
If like people are required to follow me or something like that,
right?
I've had issues to where they won't follow me at the correct speed or something like that. There's like a rubber banding thing going on where I have to slow down and wait for them to catch up, and then once I start going at normal speed again, they won't follow me, and like it's just this constant issue, which wouldn't be a problem if conversations weren't happening when you're riding.
Right.
So the game, when you get far enough away, the game like stops the conversation.
Yeah.
So like I had an issue last night where Arthur said the same 2 words of the same line like 20 times in a row because like the game couldn't figure out what was going on with the, and there was like just weird stuff like that. What are some of the other wonky ones? I've had a lot of ones where like I'll be in cover and I'll come out of cover to shoot, and I'll come out of cover and then I'll hit the trigger. He won't shoot. He'll repeat that same animation of coming in and out of cover.
Oh,
like weird,
having weird stuff.
Yeah, like really weird stuff. Those are literally my only complaints with the game, though. Is like just the bugs, and I feel like I haven't, for whatever reason, my experience with it is exaggerated compared to other people's, and they'll probably be fixed at some point. But
yeah, I only had one bug, and it was the bug where you go to Emerald Ranch to meet Hosea for a mission, and he's not there.
Okay.
Like where he's supposed to be. You can see him and the person he's talking to. You can see the cigarettes they're smoking in the air, floating there, but they're not there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, it doesn't trigger the interaction. So you had, few people had it online that I saw. You basically have to leave, do something else, and then come back, and he's there. So that's what I ended up doing. But it was like, damn it, I'm already here. And my closest one was like to ride to the other side of Valentine.
Yeah. Watched the new episode of Goblin Slayer. So I've trying to watch a little bit more anime, obviously, and I've been following the rankings on Reddit of like the most popular animes, and that's what I'm choosing to watch. So like Goblin Slayer is one of them, and I had that controversial thing we talked about a couple weeks ago. It's okay, honestly. I think if it wasn't for that controversial thing that happened, it wouldn't be nearly as popular as it is. Opening song's really good on it, though. I started watching, you're going to like this one, the name of this one. I don't know if you saw it on there. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
That's the title?
That's the translation of the title.
Of the entire series, not like one episode.
Of the entire series.
Holy crap.
It's one of the more, it's like number 1 or 2 the past couple weeks as popularity between like certain demographics and stuff like that. Don't understand why, to be completely honest with you. I've watched 6 episodes of it, and all basically in a row. The characters, the 2 main characters, the boy and the girl, are like interesting and funny. How they like cute, I guess, how they interact with each other. It's kind of like they kind of have somewhat of a genuine, like cynical, like stoic relationship where like they'll deadpan like bicker with each other.
I was gonna joke and say me with most females, but yeah, continue.
Which is entertaining, but like it's so out there with like the shit that they're doing in the show. Like they have this thing called adolescent syndrome where like they're in high
Doesn't
school,
every
obviously.
anime have that?
This is more supernatural. So like she has an issue to where like she is
once
invisible.
a month.
She's invisible to people, and it basically gets out of control, and that's where the whole bunny girl thing comes from, because like she's testing it basically, and she wore like a bunny, this like risque like Playboy bunny suit.
Oh, okay.
that cliche Playboy bunny
Yeah,
suit,
yeah.
like the leotard style thing, around in public, and no one noticed there besides for him, and it's just wacky. It's just a little weird.
Okay.
It's classic Japanese anime for
yeah.
the most part.
Total
so
Hapan.
that's my week/weekend mostly. All that's basically been crammed into the end of the week. So, I don't know. We'll have to talk cars afterwards. I want to get your opinion on cars we're looking at.
All right, we can do that.
Nothing special, but
I can also show you, to transition immediately into mine, the stuff I've been driving in Forza lately.
Oh yeah. Well, what's on? We'll talk about it in the news too.
I'm over 60 cars now, I think, owned.
Jesus.
So I've been playing a little bit of that.
Those wheel spins treating you well? Still?
Yeah, pretty much. A couple, I think maybe a few of them were from just ranking up. How they just, it's the reward from ranking up. But the wheel spins have been all right. I did have a super wheel spin that resulted in 3 clothing items, and I was like, now I know what it feels like to be Matt.
Yeah, that every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I only had it once.
That was like...
That being said, I'm now wearing purple leggings.
Mm-hmm. That's so frustrating. The whole, like, when we came over and you were showing me all your cars, and, like, I have, like, at that, I'm sure you're past me at this point because I stopped playing basically for that reason.
I'm like 11 ranks above you now.
I was like, no, I'm fucking done with this because, like, I have, like, a third of, at that time, I had maybe a third of the amount of cars you did, and I had raced, like, significantly more. And it's, I'm winning every race because I'm playing solo, so I shouldn't be getting handicapped in any way. But it's just like wheel spin's like, oh, let me just shit on you.
Yeah, wheel spin is...
Anyways. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Again. Yeah, thanks. Once again, I am enjoying a car game that Matt isn't. It's literally 50-50. What else have I been playing? FM 19.
How's that going?
We have started. It has begun.
Any long sessions yet?
I think the longest has only been maybe like 3 or 4 hours. We haven't really...
dipping the toes into the water.
Yeah. We haven't... Now that he's working nights on certain days and stuff like that, we just haven't been able to really take the swan dive into oblivion. That might be happening tonight. After all this, we'll see. Because I don't work tomorrow, obviously.
It'd be cool if there was a way you guys could do like a turn-based style of it to where you could not have to play at the same time.
Yeah, I would be kind of okay with it, but at the same time... I feel like that would
make I think it'd make your guys' playtime even worse, though.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good for us because it already could... So he can load up the save right now, technically, and if he simmed a day, the computer just takes over for me and starts making choices, and it's like, no.
That's frightening.
But it's been good so far. I implemented the tactics that I like to work, and they've been giving me some results. I've had one game that I lost so far, and then one that I drew, which was a good result for me. I was okay with that.
Yeah.
But my tactics have been okay. I can't get strikers to score goals really, which is whatever. But he was having a time for a little bit there, trying to, like, he has a way that he wants his team to play, and he's like, oh, just do it. And it was taking a while, and then it took like one game and a couple other changes, and he put up like 8-0 on a team, and I was like, all right, well, this is going to be fun now.
That game would like be amazing if it could implement some sort of like mobile crossplay.
So it has mobile, and it has like touch versions. Mm-hmm. There's literally
but they don't like.
But there's no talk across because they strip out features for the mobile stuff and whatever. But that'll be continuing. We'll probably hear more about my.
Maybe we should start like a short 15 to 30 minute like sports podcast just on the FM.
Yeah, just on the FM save. Just once a week, be like, and now it's time for FM. Boom, 15 minutes. All right, back to our regular scheduled programming.
You guys should record your gameplay every time, and we'll do that and treat it like it's a real like ESPN style podcast, and we could roll in like play footage.
Yeah, well, I could do it. I can actually do it. And as you can see here, he dribbles down to the corner. Doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. Crosses the ball across and absolutely puts it into the 30th row. perfect. But yeah, that'll be continuing. Civilization 6 has been getting played. It's Todd and I's jam currently. We're getting better.
Co-op or competitive?
So technically competitive and co-op.
Secret co-op?
Yeah, like there's the option where you could just join up. Like we could just be on a team.
Yeah.
But for some reason we don't do that.
So if you're on a team, do you have separate nations or do you control one nation?
We have separate nations, but we combine our score.
Okay.
But I think if we lose this game that we're in, I think what we're gonna do is do that. Play like 4v4, put 2 of us and 2 AI against 4 AI, and see how that goes. Currently, we both hate China.
Okay. It's a common theme in the U.S. right now.
It's just been they tried to dick me over at some point.
Is this still the same issues with China? You still going on with them?
I'm trying to take them out viciously in more than one game.
Okay.
We've lost twice. This is game 3.
Jesus.
And we're just like, oh. Now though, game 3, and I don't know. It could be because we're trying to play at a faster pace than I'm used to, or something like that. We're just not like getting it. Game 3 though, Russia is right near me, and I said, well, it's been fun, but at a certain point, I think I need to start a war because I'm not close enough to like the science victory, the culture victory, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the only way is to start killing. And Russia's like halfway through a religion victory. So I'm like, well, in order to stop you, I'll just kill you. So I took 2 of their cities.
Russia.
Then they made peace, and they started threatening me again. After they made peace with me, started threatening me again. I'm like, do you understand how this went the first time?
That's classic Russia, though.
You haven't really come anywhere militaristically, and I will wipe you off the map. So I'm pretty sure the next session
trying to goat you in.
The next session is going to be me taking their 4 remaining cities.
They're goating you in. They're trying to get you the Russian winner.
They can yeah. They can goat me in all they want, but I can see their supplies this time, and I know they got nothing. I'm rolling tanks in there. They're sending horses at me. It's over. I will sack their cities and take what is now rightfully mine. And is it only correct that I'm playing as Germany? So...
who's Todd playing as?
Todd is playing as Alexander of Macedonia.
Oh, okay.
And we are both best friends with Australia.
Solid choice. I didn't know. Alexander, I'd go with Alexander, I think.
Yeah. Australia's just been like, g'day. And we're like, what's up? Cool, let's hang out. Allies? All right.
That's
weird.
The
3 of us are all allies. We're just like, yeah, uh-huh. But because it's a 1v1v1, he's allies with him while Todd's allies with Australia while Australia is allies with me. But just because Todd goes to war does not mean that I
go to war.
End up going to war. But Australia goes to war, it means we both, it's a whole thing. So yeah, we're getting there.
Lots of game drama.
Yeah, I think that's it. I started playing Warframe just to see what it was about.
I played it when it first came out.
So far feels like Destiny, but better. Which I catch shit for that, but I don't think I'm wrong.
I don't know, though. I mean, a lot of people... I think a lot of people have that sentiment.
I'm pretty sure I shit on it a while back. I probably not on record somewhere, but I guarantee friends would call me out for it. That I shit on it a while back, but I was just like, I saw everybody playing it this weekend or whatever, because there was some ad campaign with certain streamers or whatever, and I saw it and I was like, that looks pretty good. I wonder what it looks like on my PC, and I put it on, kicked up the stuff and whatever. I'm like, oh, that looked pretty good. It was pretty fun. So
when I played it, it was good. It's just it didn't have any no one else was playing it, so it was like that was when it first came out though, and it was a lot more bare bones then as well.
And obviously Red Dead.
Good old Red Dead.
Red Dead's still pushing. I didn't look at my percentage before we did this, but I'm not out of Chapter 3 still.
Dude, chapter 3 is so long.
I feel like I've got to be at the end of chapter 3,
So
but I'm not out of chapter 3 yet.
Chapter 3 is really long. 4 and 5 are relatively short, and 6 is also really long.
Yeah. I'm at... Oh, I don't remember who I have to talk to. But we're still in the middle of wedging ourselves between the two families.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting about the pacing is so wonky in that game because like it'll be like slow. Ton of shit happens in like matter of like and like real time playing like an hour. Like a ton of shit will happen.
Yeah,
and it's like you just don't. It's just weird.
Yeah, I did the moonshine stuff.
It's kind of just it's cool in the sense that like it feels spontaneous. Like it makes the world feel more real because it seems spontaneous. But.
Yeah, except that when I want spontaneity, I want spontaneity. I mean, it's obviously when you want spontaneity, it literally is the definition of not being spontaneous at that point. But I rode into roads, and I needed to get some ammo because I didn't have any on my cart at the time. And I was like, all right, whatever, let's go get some ammo from the gun store.
Mm-hmm.
I get to the gun store, and I hear something, oh, yeah, bang. Like, that's not me. I'm not allowed to use guns. I walk to the front of the store. The guy starts running away, and there's a dead guy there. The store's closed. I'm like, you bastard.
There's a feature. I don't know if it'll work in that situation. It might. But if you walk up to a door, like a shop that you want to go into, and it's closed, if you hold down, I think it's circle on the PlayStation controller, it'll auto wait you until the store's open again.
Oh. I had other stuff to do, so I just left anyway and then came back.
That's one of my major issues with Red Dead is like, I get the whole, we don't want to hold your hand thing, but there's so much shit in the game that they just don't ever tell you about.
Yeah, it's not as bad as...
The trinkets? Like, did you know anything about trinkets? At all?
Go on?
Exactly.
I think I only might know because I think I saw an option to craft trinkets at some point, but I don't know what they do.
There's like, I don't even know if they're the same thing. There's talismans and there's trinkets.
Well, one's a neck piece and one's not.
But I don't know if in the game they serve the same purpose.
Oh, okay.
But like I got my first trinket. I'm 70-something% of the way through the game and I got my first trinket and it's like a permanent perk effect basically.
Oh.
And I'm like, this would be really helpful to have known. I could have been collecting these, looking for them, seeking them out, getting permanent stat boosts. Like, well, we'll save it for when we're done with the game and we can just rant for like an hour about it.
Looks like I know what I need to do. Anyway. In terms of things that are going to be coming out this week that I'm not going to tell you about because we'll talk about those in 7 days, technically 5. Here are the things that came out last week.
Maybe. We'll have to talk about that afterwards. Might throw another wrench in the plan next weekend.
Are you going to throw one in the weekend after that too?
Surprisingly, I have that entire weekend off, including Friday.
What about
Friday, Saturday, Sunday? I have off.
What about Thursday at 5 p.m.?
I work until 1:15 a.m.
Yeah, till when they close.
Yeah. Can't see. I'm making weird gestures right now because, like, I don't understand what my schedule is.
No, because in 9 times out of 10, we would basically be required.
Yeah, it's wonky.
Anyway.
We'll talk about it later.
Moonlighter for the Switch. Brawlhalla made its way to Xbox and Switch. Grip came to PS4, Xbox, PC, and Switch. Minecraft Story Mode Season 2 for the Switch. Overkill's The Walking Dead for PC, and Tetris Effect for PS4.
Is Tetris Effect coming to anything else?
Not that I know of.
Really needs to be a mobile game.
Yeah, I was going to say Switch.
Switch, yeah. Well, that'd work.
And now it's headline time. Shall I start?
I mean, big story. Lots of facets. Lots to cover.
So you wrote down Diablo Immortal,
and that's it.
What do you want me to go run through?
All right, so there was BlizzCon. Obviously.
There was. Yep, that was a thing.
Long story short, people were anticipating a Diablo 4 announcement.
Yep.
And instead they got Diablo Immortal.
Right.
Which is a mobile game.
Correct.
What has been the reaction to that?
Burn in a fire. In hell. Burn in hell. It makes more sense for Diablo, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, other than all right, so obviously the backlash was pretty poor. And there was all the funny stuff. I don't know if you want to go into that, but
I mean, do you not have phones?
Was there any new developments recently other than
I think they've been pretty shut down
control?
about it, and it's been damage control time.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen
basically they at some point apparently may have re-uploaded the trailer to YouTube to try to reset the dislike count on it.
Yeah, that was record high.
Yeah, that didn't help. It's still slaughtering. Then I believe they changed all the community out-facing profile images back to D3. Yeah, it's just been a lot of damage control.
What was the never seen a company, well, EA maybe, for how quickly people's opinions changed on it. But what are your thoughts being a Diablo fan of sorts and Blizzard fan?
Side hustle fan.
Yeah.
Blizzard fan more.
Think there was a bit of a bait and switch there? You think it's overreaction?
Yeah, I think it was kind of a bait and switch, kind of an overreaction, and completely Blizzard's fault.
Yeah. The one thing, the facet of it that I saw that piqued my interest is the media side of it. There was, it seemed like almost like a argument between media outlets as to the correct way to handle it. Some people were like, "Oh, gamers are being entitled,"
which is the part that gets them the entitled part is the death threats that they were sending.
Yeah, that's
that I can agree with, but yeah,
not the death threat part. The part that's not a good thing.
I can't agree with the death threat part. I can agree with that's what's causing them to be called what they are. But the rest of it, no, they said in August or whatever, hey, be hyped up for BlizzCon because we got some Diablo news. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty, you're telling me to be hyped. All right.
You're referencing Diablo.
I'm gonna get hyped.
Yeah.
D4. It's just it's frat bro moment then. Then we reach August, and in August you say it's not D4. Or sorry, in October you say it's not D4. Okay. Right, it's not D4, guys. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We'll still get a splash screen trailer at the end or something, at least recognizing that they're working on it. Even though everybody in the right mind is pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
A splash screen is still the, hey, they're working on it.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's the
equivalent
same,
of showing Halo 5 and just saying, boom, and that's it. And then nobody says anything. There's nobody that walks back out on stage after.
It reminds me of the Elder Scrolls 6 thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, we want this game. And obviously they're working on it. But
yeah. And Todd's just in case you're wondering, concept.
Mm-hmm. And then everyone's like, oh, thanks, cool.
Yep, talk to you later. He's like, and by the way, this is not coming out for a while, but just it's there. Then, at BlizzCon, they did their giant opening ceremony. And then the last slot, your big slot, they inserted Diablo. And you can see that schedule, and you can see Diablo there, so you're like, man, this is going to be a really big announcement. And then they shit in your mouth. Because while you are the baby bird that's waiting for some food, you're just like, yes, what are we going to get? And they go, a mobile experience. And everybody goes, what?
What?
Yeah, pretty much. That's not being developed. Like, Blizzard has James Willems said this, and he has a very good point about it, but Blizzard has a thing about making other games Blizzard, taking like a TF2 and making Overwatch kind of. Like, they see what a game does and they go, man, we could do that with our twist and make it way better. Certain MMOs, wow. RTSs, StarCraft, they have a tendency to do card games, Hearthstone, like, they have a tendency to do things really well that they may not have conceived completely the original idea of. Like, technically Overwatch is just an FPS, but like all their characters and everything that are in that universe and yada yada. And then you get to Diablo, and they went, and we're not making it. And you're like, wait, oh God. So wait, now you're basically telling us that you gave licensing rights to this other company to make their Diablo game actually look like Diablo.
Yeah,
it's a bad move. Like, it could be a financial move, which that was the other thing, is this sounds more like an E3 announcement, not a BlizzCon announcement.
Yeah, that was what I was going to mention, was like that seems like the biggest issue in this whole situation, is that they thought it was a good idea to announce a mobile game at
very PC
centric
conference. Yeah. You basically took your hardest fans, for the most part, some of your biggest fans that are PC gamers, because you are a PC developer, whether or not you have a port of a game on other things, Hearthstone and Diablo and whatever. Your main stuff is PC. And then you looked at a PC audience and went, do you not have phones? You're right. The reason I do have a phone is so I can talk to you and tell you this sucks, because my $4,000 computer rig will shit on any phone you're about to tell me about.
It's just so it's
first off, that
laughable.
line was just bad from an immediate standpoint. And then they had the gall, and this was on them, to take Q&A right after.
I thought it was funny, like someone tried to redeem it somehow and ask the question, is it going to be available on any other platforms?
Yeah, like, we're going to give you the chance, the out, to say, yes, we will have a PC port. Fallout Shelter has a PC port.
Yeah.
No, our only plan is for mobile. Wait, no. April Fool's joke. No, it's not that either. The way that they should have salvaged this, and I talked about it last week, was, here's this mobile game. We're using such and such side company to help us with it because we're working on, boom, D4. But that's when they say, like, either the first question or first groan, when they're like, oh, something, nobody says anything about PC, and then they just go like, funny. I know this is normally how we don't do things. Everything's scripted as I'm about to do, but I'm going to do a little thing off script. Nothing about this is off script, but I'm going to say it's off script because it's going to sound like it's really injected in the sound. Be like, I'm going to walk off this. I'll show you guys something else. Hold on. And just he backs away. Boom, big screen, D4, some other stuff. Cool. Crowd erupts. He walks back out and he's like, listen, this is on its way. We're not ready to talk about it other than that we're developing it. That's really it. Mobile stuff and this. Mobile stuff to hold you over, D3, and then to this. We're getting there. And they're like, no, just a big thing's a mobile game. That we didn't make. Talk to you later. And then there's other sources that came out that were saying a D4 trailer got pulled. Other ones saying there was no indication there was ever going to be a D4 trailer. Which I think that ended up being the more true story, that there was never supposed to be one.
Mm-hmm.
And then stuff coming out where other people were asked, and it sounds like some people on the dev team really want to just make a mobile game succeed because they see, in theory, they see a bunch of mobile games out there that don't do everything correct or do it right or whatever, and then they could do it better and yada yada. And it's like, man, the first thing I thought was Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you moved it to mobile, it works. Not this almost Twitch reactionary, need to be on top of my shit game.
Yeah, it seems like a weird fit.
On a touch, yeah, no.
Seems to be a common trend is the whole like developers / publishers not really being in sync with the audience. But we'll actually talk about that more, I think, in a little bit.
It's one of those. It's one of those where they could have announced it like during an E3 or around that moment. They honestly could have put Diablo Immortal into a press release, and everybody would have just been like, "Okay,
yeah."
And then you would have had the forums that erupted with, "Is this what they're doing instead of Diablo 4?" Yada yada. But you would not have all this video and just straight up defiance of a company.
Yeah, because it turned from like a questionable game announcement to like a very obvious like slap in the face. Like we don't really care, or no, I don't want to say we don't care about our fans. We don't know what our fans want, I guess is a better way of putting it.
Which is always that has run. I mean, obviously, when you look at certain Reddits, you're only looking at a microcosm of that environment. You know, your vocal minority situation. But when you're talking about stuff like that, I mean, like WoW was the same way, where we're like, how are you not getting this?
Yeah.
I mean, the WoW subreddit, like, how do you not get this? Like, we've been screaming at you about these problems, which, I mean, obviously screaming about problems doesn't really get you anywhere, but screaming via the internet is kind of different. Like, this is a problem. This is a problem. Why isn't this a thing? Yada, 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 yada. And they're just like, and you're like, what do you mean you don't know what we want? I don't understand how you don't know what we want. It's pretty fucking clear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I can see how, like, the one dispute would be, like, you don't want the vocal minority to become who's making the decisions, but at the same time, like, it should be obvious. Anyway, speaking of developers that don't know what their audience wants, during an earnings call for Activision, COO Cody Johnson said, quote, "Some of our other franchises, like Destiny, are not performing as well as we'd like," end quote. And then went on to promise investors a faster content model and new forms of monetization, because that's what everyone wants. The interesting side of this, which was pointed out by Paul Tassi on Kotaku, is that Destiny 2 has been a financial success. The year it launched in 2017, it was the third best-selling game behind Call of Duty and NBA 2K. And Destiny 2 Forsaken had the highest digital revenue than any other title in September when it launched. So their goals are quite lofty for their games. I don't know if it's like them being unrealistic or it's just weird.
Well, the funny thing too to remember is that it is Activision Blizzard now.
True.
Which also doesn't like speak well to the Diablo thing, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure Destiny 2 has been a financial success.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you're not wrong. Do you want the critical side of it? Because I'm sure it's been mixed reviews if you were to do that angle.
Yeah, now at this point. When it first launched, though, it was pretty well received.
Yeah, everything was great until December.
Yeah.
We held it together for 3 months, boys. Yeah. And then 2K's had shit. And then people so far like Call of Duty. While we have the Call of Duty thing, I just want to take a moment to pay respects to the Twitter accounts that thought they were really funny when they saw Call of Duty pass Fortnite during their beta weekends and were tweeting all the stuff about, man, it feels good to be back on top. Yeah, you're not even close. I don't want to pull it up right now and see where it is.
You don't have to. I'm sure it's abysmal.
They were barely crouching the top 10 the other night when I was watching.
Oh yeah,
like, and that's with
you're talking about with Blackout.
Yeah, that's with Call of Duty.
Okay,
like it's not. They don't specify the game mode, and with Call of Duty Black Ops 4, they were barely in the top 10, and I think Shroud was playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
I think Doc was on Fortnite. Ninja's back immediately to Fortnite.
That's
Everybody else is
surprising.
back on Fortnite.
I kind of would have expected Blackout to have some legs, but
I think it's got more legs than PUB.
mm-hmm.
I think it's probably going to be a number 2 now. But it's like I love the idea that you want to try to dethrone him, but buddy, you can't do it. Sorry, not going to happen.
At least
Not for a long while.
Yeah, you got to try harder, be a little bit more innovative.
Yep. Number 3, Lord of the Rings Online Legendary servers? Is that like supposed to be a...
Lord of the Rings Online Legendary servers.
Okay. Like Legendary the publisher?
No, just like that's what they're calling these servers.
Oh, okay. Lord of the Rings Online Legendary servers have launched, which is an attempt to bring back the good old days of the online game. Just like at the original launch, you'll have to pay monthly for access, which stands at $15 a month for their, quote, VIP account. Although the game, as it stands now, is still free to play, similar to the Old Republic. Although it is a rollback to the smaller game world and original content, the classes, races, skills, and interface are still the modern, up-to-date version. Is there a modern, up-to-date version of this game?
It's still going.
Okay. Also, content updates will be rolled out just like it was the first time around. Sounds like Lord of the Rings Online saw what WoW Classic is doing and went, we're just as popular, we can do it too.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I'm assuming it's been in the works for a little bit, but I don't know like who, like obviously, I don't know. Maybe they saw what the modders were trying to do with WoW and were like, oh, let's do that and make money off it.
Ooh.
But yeah, apparently I didn't realize that game was still going either. And it's free to play. And then if you do the VIP access, you get access to the legendary servers, which are that.
So, in that same vein, because I didn't mention this during the Diablo segment, WoW Classic is included with your subscription.
Yes.
So, if you have a subscription, you have WoW Classic. Wait, I think they are, other than like the problems with current BFA and all the other stuff, and I don't want to take away from legendary servers, but they, in their subscription now, when that launches next summer, is WoW Classic, all of WoW's content up to the most recent one. The only thing you have to buy, not counting your subscription for WoW, is the most recent game. The most recent expansion.
Yeah.
All the other ones are just included in your subscription. It's like, yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a good deal, but I feel like...
Because now it's like, say you wanted to make a second account, right?
Yeah.
$60.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel like
you don't have to spend... It was like 130 or something before.
I just like... I wonder if there's people out there who want to just play WoW Classic and not BFA. You know, like... if
there probably are, but then you're going to pay $15 and have just access to both.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with that this is doing. The exact same thing this is doing.
I know, but...
Lord of the Rings.
Who's... Like, I liked the idea of it up until I read the part that was like, oh, you're going to pay $15 a month. And I was like, no.
Well, it's because... It's also when they say it's currently free to play, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. WoW's not free to play.
Yeah.
So, like, you only ever have two options. Or,
yeah.
sorry, two... Well, yeah, you literally only ever have two options. Pay me or don't.
That's... Yeah, both...
But then, say you don't have
issue stands for both of them. Like, I would do WoW Classic.
The other thing still, though, is that you don't have to pay for BFA. You still can pay $15 a month and have access to both.
Yeah.
But just not have the BFA stuff. So you never even have to touch it. You just are paying the same as somebody else's.
Yeah. I just don't like the idea that I'm paying money and then not using half of what I'm paying for.
But that's on you.
Exactly. That's why I wouldn't do it.
I mean, you can
I'm
do
saying
both.
If they said,
you could do both, but here's the other joke that's going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now. WoW Classic is about to get restarted, and we're going to go WoW Classic Burning Crusade, and WoW Classic Wrath of the Lich King.
Same thing that Lord of the Rings is going to do, which I honestly, I think that's a cool idea because, like, say you're someone who got out of the loop or missed.
Yeah, you want to experience it all again.
You get to do it again. But, like, you know, if they said, hey, you can have access to just WoW Classic for, you know, $10 a month or whatever $5 a month, or I'd be like, okay.
Oh my god, I'm gonna buy this. I'm not gonna play it.
Exactly. I'll try it out and not play it again. All right, number 4.
Number 4.
Square Enix announced during a live stream that Final Fantasy 15 will be losing 3 out of its 4 DLCs.
Wait a second, this game just came out.
And ongoing support will be reduced to basically nothing. Adding to the loss is the resignation of the game's director, which I...
Hajime Tabata.
Okay, that sounded great. Who just formed a new studio called Luminous Productions. The new studio may not be long for this world, though, due to this recent news, and that it's responsible for the majority of the $33 million that Square lost in its latest financial report.
That's what happens when you take 15 years to make a game. Wow.
Roasted.
Yeah, I don't even want to boom roast that, because that is just losing 3 out of its 4 DLCs, and ongoing support will be reduced to nothing.
Yeah. Poor Square. I feel like Square just can't, get it together recently.
It's funny because you have certain studios that were under them, right? That are kind of technically their own, right? They're their publisher, but their own studios underneath are doing fine, or not doing fine, but they're making good games like Tomb Raider and yada yada. But then this, and you're just like, oh, you guys are still supposed to be making a Final Fantasy VII remake. What happened?
God, so bad.
I really want to send that to my buddy who has been going on and on about this Final Fantasy VII remake. I'm like, look what happened.
Don't hold your breath.
Yep. Remember that trailer from PlayStation years ago? Want to watch it not happen? Number 5. A little while ago, we talked about Patrick Soderlund leaving his position as Chief Design Officer at EA, but at the time, there was no word on where he was headed. This week, we found out through an announcement from Nexon. Nexon is a Is a Korean-Japanese company that specializes in online games for PC and mobile. Nexon is also the company that Patrick Soderlund is partnering with for the game studio he founded. He'll be the chief executive at Embark Studios, which will be based in Stockholm. No specifics on any games. Oh, I want to sneeze. Any games, but Soderlund released a statement saying the following, quote, I believe games are on the cusp of changing radically, thanks to new technologies. Connected players, big data, speech recognition, cloud computing, advanced AI, and more will open up new ways to play, enabling developers to build a wider range of experiences and for players to create and contribute. Embark is a group of veteran creators eager to move beyond current play experiences into the future. End quote. Thanks, Patrick Soderlund, for creating OnLive.
Yeah.
What if we told you we made OnLive and we brought it back, and then we said, you know what hasn't been done in a long time? What's that other technology I wanted to reference? Shit. Hold on. Now I don't remember the old punchline of my joke. Oh, speech recognition. Tom Clancy's End War.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Was that game any good?
No.
That was the one where you could order people around with the...
Yeah, you wore a headset, which would just be any
Or
headset.
you could use the Xbox Kinect or whatever.
Yeah, and you were just ordering your units around.
Interesting idea.
Interesting idea.
Just a little too out there, probably.
Yeah, it's one thing when it's an option. It's another thing when it's a feature. Hey, I'm behind cover, I'm shooting, and I'm like, oh my god, somebody needs to shoot this guy, and all of a sudden the AI runs up next to me with a sniper, and it's like, bang, bang, and you're like, all right, cool. Mm-hmm. Not knight to E4. That's just not entertaining.
All right. More of a public service announcement than news. Red Dead Redemption Online will be launching towards the end of November, according to Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick.
He sounds like an evil villain.
He does. And he has the money to be an evil villain.
Strauss.
Yeah. That'll be nice timing, I think, for everyone.
I think it'll be good timing. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's beta. We'll see what happens. See what they do, see what happens, see how long it takes before I have jetpacks on my carriages.
Yeah, that's the stuff I'm worried about.
Oh, it's up there. It's up there and scaring me. I have no problem if I'm wearing wacky outfits. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
I saw like a image of a wagon with a Maxim gun on it, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But then, like, if like, if that's the peak, the pinnacle, it'll make sense. But then, like,
yeah, when they're like, "What now? What if we learned how to use rockets?" You're like, "What? What? No."
All I can think of is like a hot air balloon with the Maxim like strapped to the bottom of it.
Oh, I was picturing dynamite launchers.
Oh,
Like mortar, but in a like Gatlin thing mounted on the back. So you're just launching dynamite at people.
yeah, like freaking cannon strapped to your horse or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yep. Can't wait to hopefully like it.
Like it for a couple months, and be like, I'm fucking done.
Yep. What? There's heists? I'm back. What does everybody else have? What is this stuff? Why does this make me feel like GTA? Number 7. Apparently, Nintendo is shutting down video streaming services to the Wii. Why is this news? Netflix sent out an email to their customers letting them know that most, if not all, video streaming would be ended on January 31st, 2019 for the Wii. The console is 12 years old now, so it shouldn't come as a shock to anyone. I'm more shocked that it was still working in the first place. You say still working. I say they're still releasing games for it. That's more
true.
of a shock to me.
That is
The fact that Just Fucking Dance is on the Wii every year. Every year.
I don't know who's buying it. Throw that shit out.
They're gonna have to throw their Wii out. It's not gonna be used. It's not gonna be worth anything.
I know it's too many of them. All right, now this is we're getting into the chunky part of the news here.
As we would call it, the beef section.
Microsoft.
Do we call it that? We're gonna call it
we
that.
We could.
Now.
The hot beef injection.
The HBI.
Microsoft had their XO18 event in Mexico City, which is self-described as, quote, a global celebration of all things Xbox, end quote. We'll go over all the things that came from the event, thanks to a nicely packaged overview over at Kotaku. Thank you, Kotaku.
Thanks, Kotaku. You're still 50-50 to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good with...
Yeah, you're not the 25-85. Or, yeah, that's not a percentage. 25-75 that I have with some people. Or the 10-90. That's not good either.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, Microsoft, they did a thing. Let's hear what they did.
Microsoft has announced...
That's how I'm going to do news from now on. Hey, what did so-and-so did a thing? Yeah, what'd they do? All right, cool, thanks. Moving on.
That's kind of how this reads, actually. It's kind of funny.
Perfect.
Microsoft has announced what will hopefully be the actual release date for Crackdown 3.
Delayed.
After multiple delays and being in danger of falling completely into development hell, we should be seeing Crackdown 3 on February 15th. With the drop of the release date came a trailer showing off a new multiplayer mode called Wrecking Zone, which looks to be a 5v5 team deathmatch that highlights the destructible environments.
We should be looking to see Crackdown right before the fiscal year ends.
Exactly. If you
We're not going to? Delayed.
Delay! If you still have an Xbox 360, Microsoft has the original Crackdown available for free.
Delayed.
Until November 30th, it's free.
Nope, we're going to delay that.
Delay. Who still has a 360 and wants to play Crackdown?
You can't download it until the 29th.
Okay, this is the thing that kills me. If you're interested in Crackdown 3, would you still have a 360? Because it's not backwards compatible, I think.
It's not on the backwards compatible
I
list?
don't think so.
All right.
Who still has a 360 hooked up and is like, oh, I want to play original Crackdown?
And not Crackdown 2.
Or, Red Dead Redemption 2 on my Xbox One if I care about Crackdown 3. I don't know.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that the only game they've ever played is Crackdown. And they just haven't bought an Xbox One yet because they're like, waiting for Crackdown 3. Waiting for it.
I'm sure there is someone out there, and I'm sorry.
And they're still waiting for it.
Yeah.
If you're out there, call her.
Call
her. We miss you.
You want me to run through all these? Or do you want to switch back and forth? What do you want to do? There's a lot of them.
I'll take the rapid fire section.
Okay. On stage, Microsoft Studios had Matt Booty.
You gotta get that booty.
Announced that Microsoft has acquired not one, but 2 gaming studios, bringing their studio count to 13. Lucky number 13.
Lucky number. I'm sure they can never delay another game now.
Not only that, but both recent additions are RPG focused.
Man, didn't they just shut down RPG games before?
I know,
That's
right?
Scalebound got canceled. RPG game.
If you're a regular
Sea of
listener,
Thieves RPG-ish. I mean, not canceled, but I haven't really heard anything about it.
Other one. They closed the studio. Oh, the Fable one. What was it? Lionhead. They closed that one down a while ago. All right. Anyways, if you're a regular listener, then hearing that one of the studios is Obsidian Entertainment won't be much of a surprise for you.
But it will be a surprise for me to tell you that they're working on an RPG because that's not a surprise. That's what Obsidian does.
Exactly.
See, play it like a fiddle. Bring you in and draw you out. Bring you in, draw you out. That's not how you play a fiddle, but you know.
The other studio is In Exile Entertainment, which is founded and run by Brian Fargo, who has been making games since 1981.
I'm sure he has some new ideas.
He was set to retire.
I just want to... For some reason, I'm just shitting on this entire thing, and I have no reason to.
He was set to retire, but with a recent announcement said that he no longer plans to.
Yeah, that's called money.
Exactly. Both studios will still operate...
We'll pay you enough to not retire.
Both studios will still operate autonomously, and they're
going to operate autonomously?
Yeah, outside of Microsoft's influence.
Oh, okay. I was like, they just do their own thing, like robots? Or
exactly.
There's no human?
There was mention that Xbox Game Pass was an opportunity for a number of different projects, so they kind of alluded to the fact that, we can do a bunch of things now since we have that Microsoft Xbox Game Pass money.
It's all about the money.
Speaking of Xbox Game Pass, 16 games are being added to the service, all with varying release dates. Here's some of the big ones. What? Here's some of the big ones. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh my god, it's making its way to Game Pass? How about they fix the game? Cool, moving on.
Ori the Blind Forest.
Fix PUBG,
like
hashtag.
Been on there already. Ori and the Will of Wisps. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. That's a good one.
That's a solid one to have on there. That means I can play it on PC.
Yeah, hopefully. And Agents of Mayhem. There was a bunch more.
That's not on there already?
I know, right? There was a couple on the list. I was like,
Agents you can get for like $3. It's not even worth the same month of...
We got another list. Mouse and keyboard support is coming to 14 titles on November 14th.
Oh boy, who wants to get wrecked by a mouse and keyboard?
Here's the list.
You gonna die.
Bomber Crew. Warface. Don't know what that is.
I know. I think I know what Warface is. I did not know it was on the Xbox.
Children of Morta. Minion Master. DayZ. Warframe. Strange Brigade. Deep Rock Galactic. Warhammer Vermintide 2. Moonlighter. Wargroove. Vigor. War Thunder. A lot of war games. X-Morph Defense. And Fortnite.
So basically nothing that's too crazy except for the Fortnite one. Get ready to get stomped. Plebs.
Warframe's kind of weird one too.
Well, yeah, but I mean like...
Well, as far as like, because it's a competitive game like that. And DayZ kind of like...
DayZ.
They have crossplay on PC, all those? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. On to you.
I would do the exact reference I want to make, but we would never get anywhere, and you'd never understand what I was going to say.
What, I have to have you explain it to me, I'm assuming?
The reference? No.
Oh.
If I told you I was going to do a rapid fire section, I wouldn't. I don't think I have to explain that reference. Yeah. Forza Horizon 4 is a new expansion taking place. Like that's. Oh, you're not going to hear anything if I do that. Forza Horizon 4 has a new expansion taking players to Fortune Island. Money, money, money. Something about Rocky Mountains with winding roads. Not winding roads, you idiot. With winding roads, lightning storms, and the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Sounds lovely.
I can't wait to not buy it. Hopefully it's in Game Pass.
There you go. I forget that I still have that.
That's what you're using to play Forza.
I know, but I haven't played it since Red Dead
That's true.
came out.
You haven't played it in 8 days.
Well, I haven't played it since like I got disheartened by its hate for me.
I'm sorry.
And love for you.
You hate everything that loves me. Why do you love him? Love me. Number 2 is Winter of Arcade announced. I definitely did not think that was going to be Winter of Arcade.
Yeah. I don't know.
A throwback to Summer of Arcade, but nothing said about what games. Cool. Solid highlight. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is getting a new challenge tomb. Cool. Cats and pandas are coming to Minecraft. We talked about that before. Devil May Cry 5 has a mode called The Void as a training space to practice skills you need to practice. Just Cause 4 trailer. There was some grappling hooks, parachutes, super storms, tornadoes, and some story stuff. State of Decay 2 has the Zed Hunter update with new weapons, gear, and enemies with a tease of a possible return to Trumbull Valley, the location from the first game that everybody I'm sure knew. Sea of Thieves is getting a new game mode called The Arena, which is a PvP mode, obviously. Solid. It's definitely the update I wanted. Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, 10-2, and 12 will be on the Xbox One in 2019. Next week, 13 and 13.2 and Lightning Returns will be backwards compatible. There will be Winnie the Pooh minigames in Kingdom Hearts 3.
This is literally everything.
You not joking. Hellblade, Senua's is getting a physical release and going to Game Pass in December, which we talked about. And Phil Spencer said there will be improvements to the Windows Store because, as we know, Phil is not just the head of Xbox. He is the head of Microsoft Gaming.
The head of all things.
If it does with a game and it does with Microsoft, he is the head and the rest is the torso.
If they do Windows Store updates that makes it better, I will shit a brick.
Yeah, honestly, if they do updates that don't make it a giant pile of garbage, I'll be solidly impressed.
That's what I'm like. He said it like I didn't read into what they were because I was like, what the fuck. Like I doubt that it's going to be progressive in nature.
As long as it's not regressive.
Well, like they can't ever get it right, and like he said that, I'm like, it's really bizarre for him to specifically point out that they're doing updates to the Windows Store, but it's kind of nice because they're acknowledging that there's a problem.
I think part of that has got to be the fact that you can Game Pass on PC.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're like trying to...
And people are like, what is this? What is this? Literal garbage.
It's a turd. It's a turd with a Microsoft logo on it. But...
Which is essentially a turd sandwich.
If they truly are trying to move to service-based gaming, like Game Pass is their thing, and we're seeing... the idea of like all this shit that we talk about.
I can't wait to not have to pay for the Division 2 because Ubisoft will have a streaming service.
Mm-hmm. Like, and they actually are.
That's
like
probably not going to actually happen by then, but
you never know. They were keen on it.
I love the idea of only paying $10 for 1 month.
I'm really behind it. Like, I'm really behind these like service things for games.
Yeah, as long as I'm never actually streaming the game, and that's the part that I think people need to really always hone in on. It's not game streaming. It's subscription service.
Yeah.
It's not Netflix for games. That we're nowhere near the technology for.
No. I'm trying to think.
I say nowhere near. We're not there yet.
Well,
we're near it. We're just not there yet. We're near it in some areas.
Yeah, we don't have the infrastructure for it.
Globally, we are not. You are not prepared.
What was I going to say? No, I would just love a Windows Store update. That made it nice.
It's not like I use it much. I bought Forza a few years ago and then I did it again. Like, other than that, I don't really use it for much. But it's still like,
It'd be
when
nice
I look at it, I don't want to open it to see Forza. I literally don't.
It'd be nice if it was appealing and easy to use and all that for like because of Game Pass. Because obviously, Game Pass is going to factor more heavily into our lives going forward.
Right.
All right. Final
Ideally.
News story. Disney. Disney finally revealed the streaming
Jew
service.
haters themselves. I can't say that.
Ooh,
that's
went there, guys.
That's a history thing. That's not like them. That's Walt Disney that hates Jews, not the current Disney.
Yeah, but if you have old tweets, Disney doesn't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
But Disney
themselves
I'm not going to get into it.
had Donald Duck dress up as a Nazi.
Yeah, go watch the original Fantasia.
Go look up how much he hated Jews.
Disney finally revealed the streaming service that's been rumored for quite some time. It's called Disney Plus. It's going to launch in late 2019. and be home to a number of projects. Here's the projects. So
I'm
far.
sure they'll all be great.
There's a prequel series to Rogue One featuring Cassian Andor, who will be played again by Diego Luna.
Cool. Not going to watch it.
The series will be a, quote, rousing spy thriller.
Yep, don't believe it.
Next up is the Loki series starring Tom Hiddleston.
Your brother's going to love it.
What, the Rogue One thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If it's dark...
Apologist. It's not going to be dark. That's the problem.
If it's dark and, like, gritty...
If it was dark and gritty, I'm down. But I guarantee it's not going to be dark and gritty. It's Disney. It's not... They're not saying, like... Don't get me wrong. Disney's been able to kind of do dark and gritty kind of lately, whatever. But reading, like, the rest of the stuff on this list and subscriptions area, yada, yada, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It'll be hard for them to, like, ping pong back and forth. So we're going to end up with something in the middle that no one likes.
Yeah. Anything that's
more... Or that kids will like and parents will be forced to subscribe to, which is exactly what their business model is.
Yep. Give us your money.
Loki series starring Tom Hiddleston. There's a rumored series featuring Scarlet Witch.
I'd watch that one before I watch Tom Hiddleston. That's all I'm saying, because she's hot.
She's banging.
Then again, I would only be able to make it through maybe 10 minutes if the story sucks and everything else isn't good.
Yeah.
I can only watch hot people for so long without any actual substance.
Jon
that
Favreau.
sounds really bad. I'm not saying she as a person doesn't have substance. I'm saying if they're like writing around it and everything is bad. I'm sure she's a lovely person.
The hole is dug. You're in it.
While we're here, she ain't shouting. I'm not going to say that. That line's even worse. I was talking about her body.
Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian.
What?
The Mandalorian. You know, the series. You haven't seen that? The series with the...
I think I know the name of it, but I just had forgotten about it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the name. Everyone's just calling it The Mandalorian. I don't know if that's what it's actually... I think that might be what it's actually called, but I don't know. News stories from the worlds of, like, Monster Inc. and High School Musical.
I'll take one of the two.
The continuation of the Star Wars, the Clone Wars cartoon series.
And that part's good.
That's what we got so far.
That is what we have.
For shizzle.
Yep.
My nizzle.
Faux show. Anyway, the only thing we have for deals is still the Humble Bundle Monthly. You can get Metal Gear Solid 5 Definitive Edition and City Skylines Plus, the After Dark expansion, and more for only $12 when the rest of that bundle shows up in early December. And if you go there for maybe right now and potentially a couple more days, there's a bunch of Warhammer stuff if you like Warhammer. Or Total War, or Warhammer. Oh, I think it's Warhammer specifically. Yeah. So, go do it. Support charities. Extra Life was this weekend. We're too late now to tell you about anybody else streaming for it. So, hopefully you...
That one snuck in, I feel like, under the radar.
Kind of. I mean, it's always rough around that part. And PAX East tickets are on sale. Saturday's already gone. I think other ones are already gone as well. My alerts did not work like they should have, but I did manage to get everything I needed to. So...
Still 4 days?
Still 4 days.
No all-day pass.
No all-day pass.
Just the individual tickets.
Individual.
And they still sold out.
Saturday.
Wow. Interesting.
Saturday sold out last year, too.
I just feel like it happened faster than normal. Like, because I
think it happened faster last year than it did this year.
Really?
I was at least an hour late, and I got everything. So, I don't know. Maybe it really snuck up on people. Maybe people really weren't ready for it. Because like I said, I did not get the alert to my phone when they tweeted about stuff being live. And then I happened to just be sitting at home and scrolling through Twitter and I saw somebody who was like, oh, stuff's live. And I was like, oh, shit.
You got anyone going with you this year?
At the moment, no. Me, myself, and I.
Yeah, I'm a terrible friend.
I know you are. You're a terrible friend. Another one still owes me. So,
money. It's all about that money.
It's all about that money, money, money.
You'll know. You'll know someday.
What? Money? Yeah, trust me. No, I know. I know.
Yeah, but then you got to factor in like, there's gonna be some pretty little thing that walks in. It's like, hi Nate. Oh, you're so cute. I love you. So smart. And then you're gonna be like, oh, we should get married. And then like she's gonna be like, yeah, we should. And then she's like, give me the money. Give me that wedding. And then you're gonna be like, I can't go to PAX for like 4 years or whatever, or 3 years or however long it is, And it's like, because I gotta save for this stupid wedding.
I think it's been 3. I think this is coming up will be 3.
Yeah,
I don't know. When do we go? 16, 15?
It's a joke, guys. All right, but seriously, life.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely joking about the fact that a girl shows up in here. Are you kidding me? Come on now. Haha, jokes. Self-deprecation. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.